Eric, I know that you follow this stuff as well. You follow what's going on online, and you know about the fads and things that happen. What do you think about the whole idea of not going to a lot and buying a tree and grabbing grabbing the needles, but actually going online and scrolling to find a tree? What do you think about that?
Well, first, I want to just note for the record that for a brief moment you got a Democrat here in charge of the desk at Fox. So all you Democrats, I'm in charge right now. Yes, no, I do follow the social media space. As you know, I have 4 social media magazines, which by any of the Fox viewers can get subscriptions to at www.socialmediamags.com. The interesting thing about Christmas trees is, while a lot of people will say part of the experience is actually going to choose the tree, you see this small growing percentage of people now that are going online, not only to buy Christmas trees, to buy everything. So, this year, while we're looking at how retail is doing, it's really how does retail fit together, both on the internet and in the brick and mortar places. Now here you have this iconic experience of choosing the tree, of the smell of the dirt on your feet, of you picking the tree amongst hundreds and hundreds of trees. But you still see that there's a trend that people will go to the internet and they'll buy their tree. They'll skip that part of the experience because it's not convenient for them. And I think that it doesn't matter what the product is, what the holiday is, what the festivity is. There will be a give and take and a little bit of push and pull on what percentage will do it online and what percentage will actually go because they want to have that experience. But if ever there was an experience to be protected, this is probably one of them, when you purchase the Christmas tree and people are still doing it online.
Hey, Eric, speaking of protection, I got to protect the Fox News channel here for a moment. You say you're in charge in the East Coast, but that's a total misperception. Well, even though we may not be in the studio, we're in charge out here in the West. A lot of people forget that people live west of the Hudson.
No, I'm just saying I'm the only one on the
west of the Beltway, right, for that matter.
I'm always outnumbered. I can say what I want.
Well, we'll let you sit there for right now, but be careful now. No, I'm kidding.
I know.
You're exactly right.
Down and out.
Hey, there's 2 things that we found, too, with the people that order. There's some of the Christmas tree farms that were saying stuff like, hey, people are just being lazy. They don't have the time. They need to take that time with their family and go out there. While there is a legitimate argument for that, there are a couple of people that we have met that really this benefits. They go to be able to get a tree that wouldn't be able to come to the lot. One is the person that travels a lot. There's a lot of people nowadays that really are traveling for work more than ever before. Even with the way the economy has gone, a lot of people are having to do that travel 2, 3, 4 days a week in some cases. They get home late. They don't have a chance to get to the lot. This is their way to hit that tree and to have it waiting for them when they arrive. That's one person. The second person is actually, I'm at a third too. We've been a way to meet that person. The second person would be somebody, for example, it might be elderly, older, that won't be able to take a tree off the car, that kind of thing. It's already at their front door. But the third person also is the one we mentioned, the first individual we spoke with about this story. That was someone that lived in Florida, wanted a tree from Michigan, because that's where they came from, and they wanted to have that tree that you couldn't find anywhere in South Florida. So they went online, they found a lot near their hometown, they had that tree cut, overnighted to their house, and they had it 24 hours later. And they had the ability to enjoy a tree that they did as a child that they wouldn't have been able to find at a Florida lot, for example. So there's really 3 different people that this does benefit, but again, we're talking about a very small percentage of the population. Right now, maybe 1% of all purchases of Christmas trees are online, whereas most people do go out to a lot. When you talk to lots also, and you talk to tree farms, there's another aspect of business they talk about, and that is this. With the push for artificial trees, and because artificial trees have become so real, and a lot of them have the lights already, on them, so all you have to do is pop it up and it's already lit and ready to go. The tree lots and the fresh tree growers will tell you, you know what, having the ability to ship this overnight, the 24-hour type thing, the fresh cut where someone can choose, that also will help increase their business and helps keep their business strong. Anytime you can add a customer, even one customer, it's positive, especially in this business climate, Eric.
Yeah, well, it's absolutely positive, and I'm sure that over the next decade, where we'll see, maybe I bet that you'll remain steady at least at 1%, if not more, of people that will feel comfortable to order their tree online and get exactly what they wanted, and the groups that you break down. I think that could probably be said of many different products that people actually do do trust the internet for now to order from, convenience, maybe a disability, or maybe, geographically challenged. You can only get the tree from Michigan in Michigan, not in Florida. So, I think all of those reasons will hold true. But I think that you'll see that, the ritual itself, for the people that feel that it's a really important part of that ritual, that's going to remain intact. The vast majority of people will still buy their Christmas tree the way that they always do. But you will see a small percentage of people that will gravitate to the internet for all the reasons you mentioned.
Yeah, and you've seen a couple of things that Christmas tree lots have done in recent years. Of course, the online thing is a way to increase their customers. They've also gone with, those of us who celebrate Christmas. Of course, a lot of the country, or a lot. There are a number of people in our country, a big percentage that don't celebrate Christmas. So what do? They went out and had the holiday tree idea. So now you have people from other other religions that are celebrating Christmas, but calling it a holiday tree. So what that did was allowed them again to expand their business. It's all about business, as we know, with the holidays. I mean, heck, in September now you're seeing Christmas decorations up. This year we saw Christmas decorations at the end of September in some stores in Los Angeles. That's the earliest that any of us could ever remember. So it's about expanding that ability to bring people in, expand the customer base, and of course get more money into the pockets of those who are selling these trees. Because again, when you're in a tough economy, for example, walk over to this big massive tree here. This thing is beautiful. I mean, if I could fit this in my house, I would take it. But again, even this tree here, it's going to take like 4 people to get this thing home. This is a 13-foot noble pine, stand included, $350. It's a beautiful tree. You can see it's very fresh. The needles aren't coming off hardly at all. One needle here, one needle there, which means it's a very fresh tree. But in this economy, you're not going to sell as many of these trees as you are the smaller ones next to it. It's all about what you can afford. So anytime that these tree lots and the tree growers can get more customers in, to buy any kind of tree for whatever reason, whether it's a holiday tree, whether it's a Christmas tree, whether they're going to take this tree and ship it online, which a lot of these Christmas tree lots can do. Not just the growers, but the lots also ship online too. It's another customer, and in this market, we know one more customer is one more dollar, which really will help these lots stay afloat.
I think it's pretty remarkable the notion of the holiday tree, which really does broaden the customer base is very, very smart. And also, what you might be seeing there, in the end of September or in other parts of the country is a whole country that's just looking for something to feel good about, for something that's fun, for something that's positive.
Absolutely.
And, I think that this is a very opportunistic time for us all to hopefully, relax a little bit and feel positive about the holidays, no matter what, religious denomination you are.
Yeah, we also talked to people out in these lots. We've been to a couple of them, of course, while doing this story, and people are telling us that, the lot owners are telling us that after 3 or 4 years it's been kind of slow, this is a better year for them. In fact, every single lot we've spoken to said, even the online folks, Brown's Christmas Trees in Michigan that I spoke to on the phone, everyone's telling me that they've increased their business this year. It's been a much better year. Our photographer Keith was here yesterday, and this place, again, it's early here in the West Coast. We're not even at 8 a.m. yet, so the place isn't open, but yesterday when it was open, you had cars backing in left and right, and there are a number of trees over here. The sun's facing this way. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it. Yeah, we'll get over there. We'll show you. There's a number of trees over here with the orange tags, meaning that they've already been sold. So this isn't just about the experience. Of course, we all know that the experience about Christmas and holidays and how amazing that is. But when you look at the business aspect of this, in an economy that's been struggling the last few years, it's good to see this. It's good to see sold on anything. This is a 7-foot tree here.
I think it's very interesting now that you bring it up as an economic indicator. If Christmas tree sales are ever, declining, to me, that's something that, everybody, worst case scenario, would stay flat. If Christmas tree sales are ever declining, I think we're really in trouble. I hope that they stay flat or just keep on improving. I'm rooting for them all the way.
Right. Right, Eric, I think the decline has really been just in the fresh trees, with people buying more of the artificial ones because it's just easier in a lot of cases, and of course they're fire safe. Hey, you know what? We're going to have a lot more for you on .com Live. We've been here live with the Christmas Tree Farm, and we've actually been dealing with Eric back in the studio, and he's been pretty nice so far. So, Eric, we're going to keep you on here as we go to commercial, and we'll be back with you right after these messages.